All right. Well, as uh, as we take this month-long break, we return with that Saturday card with Holloway Cater, and then 4 days later, this is a Wednesday card. We got another card with Chiesa versus Magny, and this card is actually going to be starting really, really early. I'm from the West Coast, and I'm going off of Pacific time, or we are at least, and this card actually is going to be starting at like 6 a.m. You ready for that?
Yep, I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's do it.
6 a.m. You have anything to do at that time? Yeah, work or anything?
I mean, it's gonna be on a Saturday, right? No, it's a Wednesday, right?
This is a Wednesday, dude.
Oh shoot. Well, I mean, I usually wake up at 7:30 on a Wednesday anyway, so maybe I'll just wake up earlier and just watch the fight. So, what time does the main card start?
The
Is this,
the main card, which is the final five fight, apparently starts at 9 a.m.
oh, 9 a.m. Okay.
Yeah, so the main event, I'm guessing, is gonna start at like uh 11:30, maybe 11 o'clock. I'm guessing it starts at 11. So I'm guessing this whole card is gonna end at by noon at Pacific time.
Okay.
Very interesting, huh?
Yeah.
I actually don't mind morning cards, but damn, on a Wednesday,
I know for real.
it is what it is. Whatever you're gonna be doing, I'll be like, I'll catch it anyways. But I'll probably have
Yeah.
to miss a couple of these.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'll just like what I'll do is I'll get on my laptop, my work computer, and then I'll just have the fights streaming, like the final fight. Like I'll be able to watch the first fight on lunchtime, and then the last four fights I'll just have it streaming on my desktop computer. So while I'm teaching, I'll just do both things, watch the fights and teach the kids.
Interesting. Well,
Yeah.
all right. Well, let's start on it. How do you feel about this card as a fan, and how do you feel about it overall from a betting perspective?
From a betting perspective, let me double check here because they some fights just got added, and it's gonna be a 14 fight card, I think 14 fight card. Let's see here.
For
Uh,
now, at least. By the
yeah,
time this fight rolls around, I'm guessing there's gonna be some
yeah.
cancellations or whatever it is.
Let's see here. Chiesa Magny, Elvis Lazzez, I think this is a better card than the one that's what 4 days earlier or however many days earlier. Um, So this one I give the other one a 6.5. This one I'll give a 7.5 at least. I would say at least a 7.5.
From a betting perspective.
Uh, from from a betting perspective, let me double check. I would say um, fan perspective, watching perspective, at least a 7.5, and from a betting perspective, I would say at least a 7 out of 10.
I rated a little bit higher for betting purposes. However, those picks that I'm eyeing are like majorly juiced, so
Yeah, that's why.
I can't rate it too highly because of that reason.
Hmm.
But from a fan perspective, not so much. I mean, there's a couple of names that I like Sue and and Laziz and stuff, but like prospects wise, but as far as matchups go, there's not really that many great ones. Um, there's a handful of guys though. There's a handful of prospects that I like, so I do like that part. All right, let's break it down from the bottom on up. Hopefully I get this right because they've been mix and matching guys like left and right. So I don't know if this will be accurate. So first fight of the night. I'm sure this is probably not going to be the first fight, but on UFC.com it's listed that as that probably just because they moved it from the last card. But Omari Akhmedov versus Tom Breeze. I mentioned before that I actually liked Omari Akhmedov at plus 130 here, and they come back on Brees is negative 150. Is that what it is? Yeah, negative 150. I like the Dagestani here because I've seen him fight against a couple of southpaws before, and I liked what he did. He fought against what's his name? What's that blockhead Italian guy? I forgot his name.
Vittori, Marvin.
Yeah, he fought against Vittori, and I thought he won the first two rounds of that fight, and then in the third, like Omari fashion, he tends to gas out because he just throws so damn hard.
Hmm.
That's pretty much his going to be his issue all the time. Is that he sucks in the third round and he gasps. I mean, he gasses out. So But like I said, I liked what he saw. I like what I saw. I seen him throw a bunch of body kicks. I seen him. He's really good at landing that inside leg kick. I mean, yeah, landing on the inside leg of southpaws. He knows how to time that right hand against lefties, and so I've seen enough of him to know that he seems to know what he's doing against left-handed fighters. And which Tom Breeze is a left-handed fighter, and also I think he's gonna have the wrestling advantage here too. I think Tom Breeze. I've I didn't like what I saw against what's his name? What's his name? What's that young guy who's really aggressive?
Sean,
Um,
was it Sean something?
the guy
Sean.
he got TKO'd against.
One sec. Tom Breeze, he got TKO'd against Brendan
Brendan Allen.
Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Brendan Allen went and rushed in for the takedown, got to the back, tripped him over, and then I think Tom Breeze went for a bunch of like leg locks or something like like a, and then he got TKO'd from the top, and I didn't like what I saw there, and looked like he kind of gave up. So, then also you were always hearing about him having tough weight cuts, and also him having like mental issues
Yeah.
and things like that. So I don't know. The jury's out on this guy's like mental game. So in his last fight, he got a layup. They threw him the Indian cat, KB Buller, and that guy did not belong in the cage with him. So that probably helped him with his confidence a little bit. But I don't think Omari is going to be the type to be scared of Tom Breeze here. So if the fight hits the floor, I'm actually expecting Omari to have the better ground game. Well, I mean, like he has the better. He's going to have the better ability to be on top and land ground and pound and things like that. So he's a really good wrestler. It's just that he's sucks in the third round because he gasses out so much. But in the stand up, I actually think Omari is going to handle himself just fine. I think it's pretty close in the stand up, but yeah, like I said, I've seen enough work from him that shows me that he knows what to do against left-handed guys. And Tom Breeze, he's a pretty sharp guy. I mean, like he was a prospect at first, and then all of a sudden, like, dude is just super duper inactive. He's got mental issues and things like that. So, and then yeah, it just doesn't seem like he likes to get punched. I don't know. So yeah, give me Omari Khmedov at plus 130. I'm gonna pick him outright to win.
I agree with that.
Unless he
And
loses in that third round.
yeah, I agree with that. This is one of those it's a close match on paper just because while what's his face? Tom Breeze is the favorite. He doesn't beat anyone good. All the guys he fights in the UFC are just scrubs, and they're also not in the UFC anymore. So his first three fights in the UFC, he went 3-0. So he joined the UFC like almost 6 years ago, and he fought Luis Dutra Jr., who is terrible. And then he fought Cahal Pendred, who's that terrible grappler striker. He's not even a striker. He's just like a tall grappler who was trying to strike. Used to train with
Yeah, he was
Connor
slower than slow.
Molasses.
He was,
Yeah,
yeah.
and then he beat Keita Nakamura, who I thought he won that fight. It was a
I
terrible,
thought so too.
yeah, and that fight was in England, by the way. So that was right in Tom Breeze's home country. And then he lost a split decision to Sean Strickland, which I thought it was a split. I thought it was a unanimous decision for Sean Strickland back in the day when they had a striking battle. And then he beat Dan Kelly,
Oh yeah.
who was like 40 at the time, and he's been retired for a while. Um, let me see here. Was that his last fight? Let me double check. That was actually
No,
Dan
then
Kelly's
Brendan
last fight.
Allen.
Yeah. So Dan Kelly was already like 41, and he retired after that fight anyway. He was on a 2-fight losing streak. Um, and then he lost to Brendan Allen, and then he beat that KB Buller guy. And was that short notice? I don't even know. But either way, Tom Breeze he's a big guy, and let me check something real quick. So it is going to be at middleweight. Good. Okay. So he's a big guy, and he has some skills, but he's mentally weak.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to put it all together. Um, I think that Omari moneyline is good here. I think he'll probably win a decision. But I mean, he has some sneaky power too. So I
Yeah,
wouldn't
he
be
does.
surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets like a TKO from the top, like
I wouldn't be surprised either because
some
look at how the
GMP.
way Tom Breeze gave up against Brendan Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
Uh,
like that at all. So, yeah.
Let me see here. What's the TKO line on what's his face
Huh,
on Omari?
700.
Plus 750?
Yep.
Dang. Let me see here. I'm trying to figure out where's that line at on the book. Oh, it's still on the other card. Let me check. Okay. Yeah, shoot, plus 755. Wow. And it opened at plus 95. Yeah. I'll definitely take Omari Akhmadov here. I'll roll with you on that one for his money line at plus 130. And then I might also sprinkle some on his TKO line at plus 755 since it's so juicy.
Yeah. And if you kind of look at Omari's record, like uh, he got. I mean, he had the win over Zach Cummings as well, who was also a pretty big southpaw. Um, and then even some of his losses, like against Zaleski and then Sergio Moraes, like he was winning up until he gassed out into the third round. So
Mhm.
it's a lot of times he's winning the early rounds, just he keeps gassing out. So I think against Weidman as well, the third round is up for grabs, and then Weidman's a big, strong grappler, so they grappled a ton in the first two rounds, and he gassed out from there. So
Mhm.
I don't see Tom Breeze having the pressure or to go and gas out Omari. Like I don't think his style's a little bit more like patient and precise, and like he doesn't really push the pace like that
Yeah.
for Omari to kind of gas out like that. So yeah, give me Omari, and even when it hits the ground, like I expect the Omari top game to be stronger than Reese's.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, give me the underdog here. So I kind of like that one here. So okay, the next fight is gonna be some random chicks who I've never heard of. And it's what is it? Manon Fioritz versus Victoria Leonardo. Do you know anything about these chicks?
Let me double check here. So I was looking at a different page. So we have Victoria. Oh yeah, these are two new. Yeah, I've never heard of either of them. I'm pretty sure that they're both newcomers. Yeah. So yeah, they're both UFC newcomers. So I've definitely haven't heard of them. It says that Victoria Leonardo fought on Dana White's Contender Series. I watched that card. I just don't remember anything. I don't remember her at all.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's a pass for me.
Yeah, that's a major pass. I mean, yeah, yeah. Let's we can move on for that one. So I don't think anybody's missing out on anything either. So
Yeah.
Matt Schnell versus Tyson Nam. This one's a good one. I like the matchup from a fan perspective. I know this is gonna be a banger. Because both guys come to swing,
Hmm.
and finish. But man, I really don't know who to pick because like for me, it's like either Tyson Nam's gonna knock out Chanel just because Chanel's chin is very shaky, or Chanel's gonna find like a snatch of a submission somewhere because Chanel's a really good fighter. It's just that he's not very good at taking in damage, and but he's really good at dishing them out. So, and he's got a really really slick guard game as well, like very 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 slick. Um, I mean, Tyson Nam has never been submitted before either, so there goes that. Um, Man, this one's a really difficult one to call because I mean, Tyson Nam's getting. I mean, he's a flyweight, but he's getting up there in age. He's 37 now, and usually flyweights they tend to age a lot faster than your heavyweights and stuff. So who the heck knows? Like I kind of don't trust my money on a 37-year-old flyweight. However, he's coming off of two knockout wins, and so he's looked good in this up until recently, and Chanel was looking good up until he got knocked out by Pantoja, where he kind of got a little bit overzealous and stood into the pocket for a little bit too long. So, man, I don't know. This one's gonna be a good one. I think this fight should probably finish, but I mean, see what's the finish line is the line that's set at 2.5, and the finish line is a negative 165. Fight doesn't go to decision. I think that's gonna happen, but I'm not really. I got the thing where I bet out of principle I can't bet juice on a flyweight to finish, so I'm probably gonna stay away from this fight. But I have no idea who to pick. Tyson is negative 130, and Chanel's the underdog at plus 110. But no idea who to pick. So that's a skip for me. Should be a good one though.
I still, I mean, I think we talked about this fight before, or um, on one of our other videos. But basically,
Yeah,
this
you
fight's
picked
been,
Tyson, right?
yeah, this fight's been rescheduled at least twice, and I still like Tyson Nam. I think his line might even be a little bit better than what I got at. Let me check, because I think I got it at plus 105 before, and now what is it now? Let's see, it is plus. Or sorry, did I say Nam? I meant to say Schnell.
You're taking Chanel or Nam?
Matt Schnell.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh, I when I first bet it, like I don't know how long ago it was plus 105. Um, now it's at looks like it's at plus 110 for the on this new card here. So yeah, I do like Matt Schnell here. I like Matt Schnell because he's better everywhere except for he doesn't have as much power. If he gets hit by one of Tyson Nam's big shots, then he can go out. But if he doesn't get clipped with a big shot, then the low output of Tyson Nam and his style of always wanting to throw bombs, um, as long as he could just avoid that big bomb, and he could basically win this fight with volume. He could even try to go for a takedown. He could stall. He could wall install. There's plenty of different paths to victory here for Matt Schnell, and he just needs to avoid the big bomb. And nice Tyson Nam, um, he doesn't, he just has no ground game. He has no wrestling. He has no jujitsu. Um, he has decent movement, but he is a little bit hittable. Um, but he has a good chin. But yeah, give me Matt Schnell here. I like him at plus 110. And yeah, I'll go with the better fighter all day.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, like I said, I think Chanel is very good technically, but he's one of those flyweights that just don't have much durability. So that's the only thing I'm afraid of. So if he had a better chin, I'd probably pick him here, but
Mm,
can't do it because of that reason right there.
yep.
But yeah, let's talk about Nam real quick. Like, dude's 37 years old, but he doesn't look 37. He looks pretty young, doesn't he?
That's it. The Asian in them,
The
right?
Asians don't raisin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, um, all right. So next fight after that, it's gonna be a banger here. So this one's gonna be Mike Davis versus Mason Jones. Um, Mike Davis has been a part of some pretty exciting fights. Um, he's usually the one dishing it, or either dishing or taking it. Um, uh, I didn't know who the other guy was at first, and then I wanted to look him up on YouTube just to kind of see if there's anything that I see there. Um, and he looks okay. I mean, he doesn't look like a bad fighter. Um, he looks like a guy who's willing to just get in there in the pocket and just throw and pressure forward, move forward, and come to fight. So Mike Davis is the guy who's gonna come fight as well. So I expect both of them to come out and start swinging heavy leather. So uh, I'm gonna go with Mike Davis because I think his technique looks a lot cleaner and a little more refined. And then Mason Jones is I mean, he doesn't look bad either, but from what I've seen, he doesn't look as his striking doesn't look as clean and doesn't look as athletic as Mike Jones. I meant Mike Davis. So yeah, I'm gonna give me Mike Davis. Yeah, give me him. He's uh, he's also the favorite here at negative 185, and they come back on Jones plus 160. So um, yeah, give me Mike Davis.
All right. Actually, I've never heard of Mason Jones until he got added to the card. So I can't really give too much, information about how this fight is going to go on. I do like Mike Davis. He's a decent striker, MMA striker.
Yeah.
He does have holes in his game, but I don't know anything about Mason Jones, so I can't say how he matches up here. I think it's a short notice fight, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I can't really give any input on this fight. Same with the next fight.
That's fair. Well, look, the next fight is Francisco Figueiredo versus Jerome Rivera. The only thing I know about this is that Francisco Figueiredo is the brother of Figgy, the champion, Darius Figueiredo. Um, and yeah, I've never seen either one of them fight, so I don't know. Figueiredo is a favorite at negative 145. Rivera is plus 125. Rivera's coming off that knockout loss to Tyson Nam, and he's higher on the card than him. What the fuck kind of shit is that? Hopefully this lineup isn't accurate. So hopefully, but that's stupid as fuck. Yeah, I have no I don't know. So same. Um, then we move on to a middleweight bout. Dalcha,
I'm
the
going with the
African
other
booty
side.
scratcher.
I'm going with the other
Oh,
side, Jerome Rivera. I've never heard of him. I've never heard of either of those two guys, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait to bet on Rivera because Francisco Figueiredo. Once people start seeing um, his brother with him, or once people start getting more word that his brother is, they're just gonna start betting on him just out of principle because no one's really heard of either of those guys, and one guy is the brother of the champion who's devastating, right? So I'm just going to make a small blind bet on Jerome Rivera, but I'm gonna wait till his plus odds get even better. That's it.
it looks like both of them are very submission oriented.
Mm.
Rivera likes to go for a ton of guard submissions, like arm bars and triangle chokes and things like that. There's a bunch of them on his record. But the same goes for Figueredo. It looks like he's got a ton of arm bars and yeah. But so I don't know. And then it looks like they've both been finished before too. So
Yeah.
yeah, I have no idea. All right, moving on to the next fight is a middleweight fight between the African booty scratcher Dolce, whatever his name is. I'm just gonna call him Dolce.